Here it is. For the third time ever, we're doing player-specific quiz. We've done a quiz on Wayne Gretzky. We've done a quiz on Mario Lemieux. And now we're doing a quiz on you.
Wow. PK Subban.
Wow, I wonder who's going to win this. It's either PK Subban or the Habs fan.
I don't think I know PK Subban better than PK Subban knows PK Subban, but he was one of my favorite Habs players ever. Got a signed autographed hat from when he was in the World Juniors. I think I should do pretty well, but I don't think I'm going to beat PK.
You can already see a little bit of an impact being made because Jadon, fan of another Original Six team, has just decided to ditch that one in favor of flattering the guest. A bit cowardly.
Number one, this is a nice hat. Number two, they're not that big of rivals. I'm not like a Leafs fan wearing a Habs hat.
How well do you think you know yourself?
I think I know myself decently well. I'm still trying to get over the fact that the only other two guys you did this on were Mario and Wayne, and now you're doing me. That's a step down, but okay.
Let's get started with the rules. We got 10 questions. We got that bonus round in the middle. You get that right, you earn yourself an extra strike. And how many strikes are we dealing with today?
76.
You know what? I expected more of you to make that joke. I'm happy only you did. 3. You got 3 strikes.
Wow, what a time to return.
I'm kind of rolling right now.
You are rolling.
People are telling me I'm the new Corwin.
I don't think anyone said that.
It's kind of getting to my head a little.
I can tell.
And the lights are bright, and I might crumble today.
PK, are you ready?
Yep.
For the PK Subban quiz.
Let's go!
Here it is. Question number 1. What jersey number did PK Subban wear throughout his entire NHL career?
This is probably the only thing that I am actually good at with NHL players. PK Subban wore number 76.
Not this, but this.
That would be number 76.
76.
7-6.
He wore number 76.
76, that is correct.
I feel like growing up playing minor hockey during PK's prime, a lot of kids wore 76 because of PK.
It's a pretty sick number, especially for a defenseman. And he had the style to kind of match it too.
Such a great number, so electrifying.
6 was my original number I wore in junior, and I wore that number for 2 reasons. One, I was drafted in the 6th round, and the other one was Trevor Daley was one of my favorite players to watch in junior hockey when he played for the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds. And then when I got to the NHL, Yanni Niinema was wearing number 6. I couldn't have it in training camp, so they gave me another number. And then when it was time for me to get called up to the big club, Spacek was wearing number 6. So I had to pick one, and I asked my dad, and I like the numbers to have meaning, so I want to keep number 6. And I'm like, what do you think about like 76? And he's like, well, I like 76. I go, why? And he goes, well, why'd you pick it? I said, well, I was drafted in 2007. And he's like, well, the way I see it is if you flip the 6 upside down, it's 79, like Andrei Markov. And my dad and I used to watch Hab games all the time in black and white and French. And Andrei Markov wore number 79. He's my favorite player. I think everybody knows how much I love Marky. And to have that go full circle and to have him be my D partner and for so many years and for so many incredible runs was pretty special.
Absolutely epic.
It is a pretty sick number. It's not 69, but it is 76.
All right, well, we're moving on to question number 2. Name every team from the OHL onwards that PK Subban has played for.
So he played for the Belleville Bulls in the OHL, and only the Belleville Bulls in the OHL.
Belleville Bulls.
Belleville Bulls.
I played for Belleville.
Bell Vegas. That's what they're calling it these days too, Bell Vegas.
He had to have played a game for the Hamilton Bulldogs, because that was Montreal's farm team at the time.
I played for the Hamilton Bulldogs.
So I'm going to say Hamilton Bulldogs.
In the NHL, because that's what I know, played for the Canadians.
To the Montreal Canadiens.
Montreal, of course.
The Montreal Canadiens.
I played for the Montreal Canadiens. Played for the Nashville Predators.
Traded to the Nashville Predators.
Nashville, where we almost won a cup.
The Nashville Predators.
Predators and Devils.
The New Jersey Devils.
Traded to the New Jersey Devils.
New Jersey.
The New Jersey Devils.
I believe that's it. I don't think I added any stickers to my suitcase, so I think those are the 3.
I believe that's all she wrote.
I mean, that's definitely all she wrote for your first strike. AHL just doesn't exist, you guys.
We're counting AHL?
Of course we are. You forgot the Hamilton Bulldogs in the AHL. That's a miss. I said OHL onwards, man.
Oh my God,
Didn't just go right to the
Then,
league?
Yeah, he played for the Laval Rockets as
Nope,
well.
he didn't. Oh, thank God. He got double wrong.
You didn't play for the Laval Rockets?
No, he played for the Hamilton Bulldogs.
What?
That's your first strike.
Oh, man.
That was like a real, what?
That
I
was.
don't know it.
Yeah. What? That sounds like the longest yard. The what?
And this has been the longest Eric's
Is
been
that-
in one of these.
Thank God it's a 3-strike
Yeah.
system. You still get to deal with me.
Is that anything you ever thought of where you're just like, I'm not adding stickers at the end? You're like, nah,
That's a great question. Did I ever think about playing? Yeah, but that wasn't where my energy was. I'm a little bit old school. Like, I believe that you try to win with where you are, and if you don't win, it's a part of the game. That's why I love hockey, because it's the ultimate team sport. Your mindset is supposed to make the team that you're with a winner. So that was always my mindset, was how I can contribute. In Nashville and New Jersey, when I went there, that was my mindset. And, when you have a choice, though, you want to make the right choice. And I made the choice to move on, and it was the right decision for me. And that's all she wrote.
That's all she wrote. All right, well, let's move it on to question number 3. The Selly's so good, it got banned. Following a 10-year absence, PK and Carey Price finally once again performed their signature celebration at the Bell Center. What was the celebration?
Is there a name for it?
Well, why don't you just describe it to me at least?
I have no idea what the Sally was. I'm going to struggle in this quiz.
Are you serious?
Well, they would do like a handshake and then a big hug.
Would they just jump in the air and like bump chests or something?
Oh, I'm going to get the name wrong, but like they do 3 low claps.
This is a classic. And the guy who banned it, I'm pretty sure it was Michel Therrien. Didn't want any fun.
They named it the 005, but me and Pricey never had a name for it.
The triple low 5?
There you go.
Nice.
There, you got there. He was just describing it weird. I'm not going to lie. I was tempted to not give you the answer. Clap?
I don't
Is that
know.
what he calls high five?
He hired a new coach, Michel Therrien, and he wanted all the players to go to center ice in unison, and he no longer wanted the signature Carey Price, PK Subban handshake, which was like 3 low high fives, and then I believe they would kind of like, it would be like 1, 2, 3, and they would kind of body check each other in midair.
It was the 0005. That's the Swayman thing, was the handshake and the hug, wasn't it?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, it was the 0005.
Why don't you get that tattooed on you? Maybe you'll remember it. It'll be like Prison Break.
Put it right on my hand.
Dude, you should
0005.
Can you imagine you Prison Breaked a quiz? You're like, yeah, 1 sec.
It's a map.
Look at his tattoos. It's a pathway.
I remember when I got called up into the playoffs, Halak was in net. And he had those like 70-something saves. Then we went to Washington and won in Game 7. But that next season, Pricey was our number 1 goaltender. And that was coming off of a historic run. And I wanted to have that relationship with him. I wanted him to know that I had his back. That included after wins. Like I wanted us to celebrate every win. I wanted him to feel that. I wanted his confidence to be as high as I was and our teams was when we won. So it was more about that. I think when it was banned, I think we had already gotten past that point. What we needed was already done, and Pricey was well on his way. But I'm not even saying he needed that. I'm just saying I think it's cool to have that type of relationship with your goaltender. I think it's really, really important.
Best duo in modern Habs history, Price and Subban. Like literally my 2 favorite players probably.
To be able to celebrate my teammates, you saw it with Ryan Johansson in Nashville where we would do that little spinning thing, and that's just the fun. You see TJ Oshie smacking guys on their butts with his stick. It's a part of the game, and I think it was a different time though. So you can't look back and really scrutinize anybody. I think what you can do is look back and say, hey, you know what? Doing those things may have pushed people to think about maybe allowing players to be a little bit more of themselves and show that passion. And to me, if you're doing things for the right reason, then you should be happy today with where the game's at, and I am.
Moving on to true or false. Potentially 2 people's last question here.
That is great news for me.
We got 1 strike left, buddy, and that's bad news.
Yeah, it is bad news.
True or false? Here it is.
I am the new Corwin.
True or false? After being drafted 43rd overall in the 2007 NHL draft, PK made a promise in his first ever interview as an NHL player. A promise to never forget the 42 players who were selected before him as a form of motivation on the ice. To this day, PK says he can still recite the names of each of those 42 players. True or false?
Well, if PK doesn't get this one right, then we got some problems here.
This is some Amon-Ra St. Brown type stuff.
Are you going to actually ask him to name 42 people and then it's going to be like him doing it?
From like a content standpoint, it would be true, because then when it's PK sitting here and not me, he's going to be like, name those 42 players.
I can remember some of them. I would not be able to do all 42.
Why do I remember him being later than 43rd overall?
He's like a very expressive guy. So I could see him saying it, so true.
07 was Patrick Kane was 1.
I'm just going to go true because you would get him to do it.
Just because it's so nails, I'm going to say true.
Following Subban's career as closely as I did, it's going to come back to bite me if I'm wrong. I feel like I at least would have seen a clip of him saying this and reciting all the players.
Kyle Turris too.
Nope, I got to
Well,
stop
Jay-
you already.
Damn it.
Would it be nails? Yes. Yes, it would. But unfortunately for you, it's a hammer.
What a great outing today.
I'm going to get you to leave.
This is this is nonsense.
To be honest, I like your thinking. PK's here. I have a moment to ask him something, and it'd be kind of cool if he did it on camera. You want another guess at least?
Either JVR or Kyle Turris.
It was JVR.
Okay, so
Do you know who
JVR.
number 4 was?
Yes.
Who is it?
Sam Gagne.
Nah, it was Thomas Hick.
Okay, Thomas Hickey, Sam Gagne, Carl Alsner.
He's above him.
Zach Hamill, Nick Petrecki, Colby Cohen, Lars Eller was in that first round.
I'm going to have to push you to question 5.
Okay,
Because I want you to get through the whole
That's
quiz.
not bad,
That is
though.
impressive.
You win some. You win actually a lot recently, and then you lose some.
You win so many that some people were saying he's the new core.
And people were saying it. There were whispers.
It went from a whisper to silence.
I know, man.
I came in and said, everyone said I'm going to do horrible.
And you tied him.
I'm the best. I'm the new Corwin. I am him.
The new Corwin is getting out in 4 questions in a 3-strike quiz. Get out of here.
All right, well, this has been great.
Glad I drove down here.
Question number 5. All right, this is a little bit of a visual question here. Who are the 2 players in this photo? You ready?
Yes. The 2 good-looking players are Brian Giunta and PK Subban. And then there's the other player, Brad Marchand, if you want to call him that. I'm kidding.
That's not even the real question 5, but I
kidding.
wanted to go.
I'm kidding.
You definitely didn't leave your feet on that one, by the way, right? In the
No,
picture. No.
it was the impact. I threw myself into him so hard. Just it's physics,
Question 5, the real one. Quote, I got a question for the NBA players. What the hell are you playing for? In February of 2025, PK stated this while debating the levels of compete between NHL players and NBA players. But what was the event that sparked the discussion?
The thing that everyone talks about is like the NBA All-Star Game. So they never really try.
It had to be the Four Nations.
Probably then compared to that in like the Four Nations face-off, I would assume.
I remember PK Subban, because he works for ESPN, was like front and center in all their talk shows, talking about hockey. Hockey was mainstream media with the Four Nations, and I feel like it definitely sparked the debate of how the NHL is such a great sport, and this is their All-Star break, whereas the NBA probably had their All-Star break at a similar time. It was probably a complete joke. I'm going to say that the Four Nations made him say this, and he was probably taking a dig at the NBA's All-Star break and how it's a joke.
It was 4 Nations. The opportunity for players to take a step away from the All-Star game and try something different, something a little bit more meaningful to them. And one thing hockey players want to do is they want to compete. They want to compete all the time, and they want to compete against the best. So best on best was what the NHL ordered, and it turned out to be a pivotal moment for the game, for hockey in Canada, but also hockey globally. To have cultural leaders weigh in on the sport, it took our game to different heights. And really what it showed was the power that politics, sports, and entertainment coming together that they can have. And the impact was at an all-time high.
I mean, there's no piece that showcases that quite like the piece that you're here to talk about, and it's Rivals, NHL Four Nations Face-Off. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, it's a beautiful sports feature that seems to be well received so far. It was an amazing opportunity for me and my production company to partner with Jan to put together a sports feature that really encapsulated the impact of the Four Nations doc on multiple layers and facets. And that's on the political side, the hockey side on the ice, it being in Montreal, the rivalry between Canada and US, what it meant to Canadians, what it meant to Americans.
An epic doc. If you're a hockey fan, you got to check it out. Just make sure to check it out after you finish this video as well, though. But do check it out. We've reached the bonus round. The floor for you. You got all your strikes. The ceiling. It's real high. You're still in this.
Having like a Norris Trophy level season right now in this quiz. 005s with Carey Price, blowing up Brad Marchand at the blue line. Feeling good.
Moving on to the bonus round. Bonus round. Bonus round. Boo-boo-boo. This is where we get the chance to say thank you, thank you, thank you. If you've been watching, we appreciate it. PK, we appreciate you being here as well. The folks, if they enjoy the video, why not give it a like? Always helps us out. You can also leave a comment. And why would you do that? Well, it's because we read the comments. Comments such as Full Turbo On, who says, you guys need a smaller couch. He's referencing when the 3 of you were cheek to cheek.
How's the basement, guys? It's nice.
If there is a smaller couch brought in for a 3-man single couch quiz, we got to find someone else to do it for me.
Also comments such as, what the hell is that? It's a trap card. It's got some singing compliments, which appreciate it. I can't sing, but thanks. Kind words.
I don't know. I think you passed the test.
Peter Langella, sorry if I'm getting your name there wrong. He says the Kessel tweet, that was from the 2016 World Cup, because he tied for the scoring lead with Erik Karlsson and Sochi, which I feel silly for not knowing, because that was a question and another one of the quizzes.
And that's when Corwin called in and got it right.
I know, exactly.
Saved me in a quiz that I, once again, didn't win.
Hey, that's what a good community's for. Fact check us. Let's get to the bonus round question itself. And again, this is going to be on PK himself. But here's the bonus question. PK Subban has represented Team Canada on the international level on 4 separate occasions, wearing 3 different jersey numbers in the process. What are those numbers? That's a stank face.
And I love everything to do with jerseys. So I actually know this answer.
2 of these occasions were back-to-back years at the World Juniors, 1 gold twice.
5.
He wore 5 in the World Juniors.
5 in the World Juniors. For some reason, I can picture this guy wearing number 3.
I don't know where he wore 23, but he wore 23 somewhere.
23.
He wore 76, for sure.
Then he wore 76 at the Olympics.
You're pausing on the last one?
76?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
So I'm going to say 3, 5, and 76. Oh, I totally dreamt that up.
Number 23.
And I got louder than I thought I was going to.
Bang.
Bang.
The boy clapped.
That was not even a good
Or
clap,
high-fived.
too.
Did he high-five himself? Or see, that's a clap, Jadon. That's a clap.
I'm high-fiving myself.
You didn't know if I was going to get the 23, though.
No, that's
You
why
didn't know I was going to get that 23, kid.
there's a jumper coming in there. It was because of Jordan. Is that why I was there? Or?
I don't know if it was, but maybe it's just destiny.
Man, how'd he get stuck with a number like that for the
It's weird. It's like in basketball, great number.
Yeah.
Hockey,
That's like, to me, right winger on the second or third line.
Is that crazy to you though? Like 23, great basketball number. Hockey, it's like way higher numbers are the good numbers.
I would have to say so. It's either you go real high or you got to go single digits. The problem is single digits are all up in the rafters. I like 76 because nobody really wore that number. So if you're wearing it now, I'm just kidding.
What's a number that if you're a hockey fan, you just, for whatever reason, ooh, that's a good number, that a regular person would go, what the hell are you talking about? It's just a number.
Well, I think the number's also correlated to your style.
Yep.
I'll give you an example, Pasternak. Would he look as good without wearing 88 on his back? Probably not, right? It just, maybe we're just accustomed to seeing him with that number, and that's why he looks so good. It doesn't matter. He's got great style. So to me, it's not just about the number. It's about how you wear your gear too, and the style that you play.
All right, here it is, question number 6, and that's our trap card. This actually comes way of our resident Habs fan in the office, not Thomas.
I know it is.
It's Kelvin. Who
Shout
you
out
know,
Kelvin.
actually.
I know Kelvin, yeah. Shout out my parents who went to school with Kelvin. Kelvin would actually wipe the floor with every single one of us.
He would. I think this might be the one you get wrong. I'm just saying. The trap card. Since 1963, the Montreal Canadiens have had 12 draft years where they had 4 or more players play 400-plus career NHL games. That includes PK's draft year of 2007. Name the 3 other players who were drafted by Montreal that year who also played 400-plus games in the league. So not just for the Canadiens 400 games, but just in the league total.
Man, that's tough.
I don't even know anyone they drafted in that time.
Well, then make it quick.
Montreal, from pretty much 2005 up until they started tanking after they made the Cup final, was one of the worst drafting teams in the NHL. They never drafted a guy in the first round specifically, other than Max Pacioretty, that went on to have a good career with the Canadiens.
It's got to just be guys from that era.
2007, though, that to me feels like it's before Pacioretty.
Max Pacioretty.
That is correct.
PK Subban.
Yeah.
Bang!
And I'm going to say their first pick was actually Ryan McDonough. PK Subban, obviously another one.
Did Markov get drafted that year? I don't think so.
That is incorrect. We could stop you there.
Keep thinking of Guillaume Latendresse, but he would have been before that. One of them I'm going to say is Ryan White. He wore number 53. And my last one that I'm going to give you is Yannick Weber.
The craziest thing is you've said all of the names of the correct players, but you didn't lock one of the correct ones in. Max Pacioretty was the pick.
I don't think PK will get that question right. How about that?
Wow.
So me, McDonough, Pacioretty, and Yannick Weber.
That is 100% correct.
Boom!
That was okay.
2-time. Pow, pow. Let's go. Shooter.
I would never have guessed Yannick Weber.
Well, you lost your strike.
Yeah, I just got it back, so it's all good.
Question number 7. As MJ said, quote, "That's a sign of a good man when you can talk when it's even." Well, ahead of a Game 7 matchup between the Habs and the Bruins in the 2014 Stanley Cup playoffs, PK dropped perhaps one of the greatest quotes in NHL history. What did he say?
You said one of the greatest quotes in NHL history. This might be the greatest quote in NHL history. Not the greatest quote in hockey history. I think I'll go Haley Wickenheiser just above.
Do I need to get the quote word for word? Because I know like what kind of he said. I don't know exactly what he said.
I'll play ballpark with you.
Okay.
You know, the dimensions can be a little bit different per
Okay,
ballpark, but
so-
it depends how much. If you get funky and you got the, a green monster going on or a right field porch, I'm going to cut you off.
Or like Tall's Hill. Remember that one in Houston when they just had like a hill with a flag that was in play? What was that?
I can't wait to go to Boston. I can't wait to take all the noise, all their love, their hearts, everything away from them.
I can't wait for like the moment, the crowd, like the noise, something like that. I'm going to take it all away.
I can't wait to take that all away from them. And the Habs went on to win 3-1 in Game 7. And they were headed to the conference final with Carey Price in net. Game 1, Chris Kreider runs into him, and Dustin Tokarski comes in, and the Habs never reach a Stanley Cup final with Carey Price until 2021 when, the team is kind of not as good
Well,
as
I
it
can cut
once
you off because you're
was, and-
spiraling.
I basically said we want to go in there and take the moment away from them, yeah.
We're going to give it to him. We're going to give it to him. I'm not going to take that away from him.
Let's go. Look at this. Look at this high-fiving of myself.
I do believe in not giving the other team bulletin board material, but in this case, we weren't going to win that series from being the quieter side and not rising to the occasion. So going into a Game 7, it's not about avoiding any of that stuff. You have to embrace it all. And we're going to embrace it all because I'm going to say some That wasn't a game that was specifically just about the star players on our team stepping up. I think we needed more from our group. And I think that when you're a part of a leadership group and you put that emphasis on yourself, it allows guys to go out and play. I loved every moment of that. I have a ton of respect for the Bruins and their fans, but it definitely added, I guess you could say, to the whole event.
Yeah, baby.
What a quote, man. PK, you know what? If you were anything, you were a showman and an entertainer, and that quote was just baller. It's the only way I can say it.
Do you have a favorite quote of your own in just NHL history from a player?
Yep, 20 hard ones, 20 cold ones. It started off like in junior, and that was like going out for the third period, like, hey guys, we got to finish this off. So it's, 20 minutes. So 20 hard ones, 20 hard minutes, 20 cold ones, a couple chilly ones. So, the game's changed. It's protein shakes. It's, it's
I was going to say, it sounded
acai
beer-like.
bowls.
Yeah,
it's all that
yeah.
stuff. So, I don't know if it's 20 hard ones, 20 acai bowls or protein shakes. I don't know if you can say that, if that's going to work. But I had some other sayings that I would say, but that has to stay in the locker room.
All right,
So,
fine. All right. We won't keep you to that one.
Yeah.
Go to question 8. Time to warm the heart. In September of 2015, PK Subban made history by making the largest donation by a professional athlete in Canadian history. How much money did he pledge to donate to the Montreal Children's Hospital?
This is one of, if not like the nicest moves I think an athlete has done in my memory as a sports fan for sure.
Exact number. It was in the millions for sure.
He pledged $10 million to the Montreal Children's Hospital. And then I remember my mom told me after he got traded, he still was involved with them, even though he was not even playing in Montreal anymore.
I think it was 10 million. I feel like that's like a round number. I think he was making like 8 million a year then, which was all to make it even crazier. Like it's more than a year's salary.
$10 million.
Crazy too, because hockey players, in the grand scheme of things of North American sports, are not the highest paid. So for him to be the highest one is even more of a credit to him.
There was a boy, Alex Shapiro, who I was really close with. I got to know him my first or second year in the league. Met him that summer, and then my first game, Montreal, Toronto always play together that first game, and I was in Toronto, and I got a call. He wasn't doing so well. Long story short, FaceTimed him, and he had passed away shortly after that. But my grandmother also passed away from cancer at 59. So to do something was never out of the question. The first 2 years, I stayed in Montreal and didn't go home for Christmas. And on Christmas Eve, I'd go to the Children's Hospital with the director of forgive me for not remembering his name. This is 16 years ago. But he would bring over a hockey bag of toys, meet me at the hospital, and I'd go and give them out to the kids on Christmas Eve. So that's really how my personal relationship started with the Children's Hospital. So when that happened and I signed my contract at, maybe a year after that, I come from a family that always gave back. I didn't grow up with everything. My mom had a heart attack in front of me when she was 8. So health and wellness and the understanding that people don't always have the resources to be able to take care of themselves, regardless of how much money they have or where they're from or what they're into. So it was everything that I could have imagined. I mean, I'm so happy at 23, I was thinking that way, and 22. Most people don't want to give back until their careers are over and the sun's sort of setting. But for me, I wanted to do it when the sun was rising and have that live throughout my career and help people while I was on that platform. And I was able to use that platform in the Montreal Canadiens and the NHL and to help a lot of people. And I'm still able to help people because of it. So it's definitely the most important thing to me and the thing that I hold closest to my heart.
Just as legendary as he was on the ice in Montreal, doing stuff like that is something that I think the city and the fans will just never forget.
All right, well, let's move on to question 9. It's a little bit on a more lighthearted note, but I think you'll like the question just the same. It was the trade heard around the hockey world. In what was perhaps one of the wildest hours in NHL history, PK was traded to Nashville in exchange for Shea Weber. But what other 2 major moves also occurred that same hour?
I was at Canada's Wonderland for this hour at like a year-end trip, and this guy that he just kept saying things, and I was like, this couldn't have all just happened, and it did.
I will never forget this day.
Someone get bought out?
Because it's your quiz, I'm going to be nice. I'm usually not nice on those quiz, but it's you here. It's a signing.
Not Stamkos.
Steven Stamkos re-signs with the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Steven Stamkos went off the market by re-signing with the Lightning after he was going to go be the Pajama Boy before Pajama Boy Tavares did it.
Signed like a 7 or 8 year deal. Then we get the infamous Bob McKenzie, the trade is 1-for-1 tweet.
Taylor Hall got traded.
Future Hart Trophy winning Taylor Hall got traded 1-for-1 for Adam Larson. Not a good trade.
Taylor Hall gets sent to the Devils for Adam Larson.
Austin Matthews?
Steven Stamkos signed.
I said that. Didn't I say Stamkos? I said Stamkos.
You're just
Dude,
like
you better tighten up on this quiz.
Listen, Pika, you're just
Stamkos
like all
is
the
one of
other
the first
quiz
names that
takers.
came out of my mouth.
You didn't lock it in, though.
And then another 1-for-1 trade. PK Subban is traded from the Canadiens just before his no movement clause kicks in, sent to Nashville in exchange for Shea Weber.
That is correct. That is crazy. Again, it happened they're all like less than 30 minutes apart.
30 craziest minutes, at least in my lifetime in NHL history.
For me, I think it was hard for people to create that decipher between what specifically is the reason you're getting traded. And to this day, I never got that explanation. So for me to feel any other way other than I have a tremendous opportunity going to a team that, has a great team and can win a Stanley Cup. And, that was my focus.
Like, on one hand, it was like, and I was young too. I think I was 13 or 14. So, like, PK was like my guy. Like, after Carey Price, favorite player on the team. When you're young, you really get attached to a player.
Did you cry?
No, I didn't cry. I cried when Cristobal Huet was traded, but I was a lot younger. I was like 6 years old, which is
French
hilarious.
National team legend.
Yeah.
All right, PK, you've reached the final boss in your own quiz.
This is like the worst situation to be in.
I'm going to have to out-name PK on something. I'm going to really have to pull Yannick Weber out again.
We have a tradition here, so look to your left, look to your right, look down the center. It's time to fight. The final boss.
I cannot lose. Not to anyone.
It's been a way back Wednesday and throwback Thursday staple for years. A photo of PK Subban and then teammate Steven Stamkos. You know the photo.
I do.
But what team were PK and Stammer playing for?
I don't know.
Thank
that
you.
sucks.
So part of me thinks it was a Markham team, which would mean it's the Waxers or the Islanders. But also, I remember PK and maybe even Stamkos wearing a Canadiens logo on their jersey. Because I always remember, PK wore the Canadiens logo as a kid. But was that with Stammer?
You know how your cowardice led you to wearing a Canadiens hat? The answer was
Montreal Junior Canadiens?
I'm going to say that it wasn't the Toronto Junior Canadiens and that it was actually the Hillcrest Canadiens.
It's wrong. PK, who is it?
The Mississauga Reps. Chicago Blackhawk jerseys, yes?
No.
What?
It was the North York Canadiens.
Oh, no.
PK, you can't lose the PK.
I
Quit.
messed that up. That was Peter Quattrochoki and Alex Carrera with the mustaches.
We're throwing you the belt anyway.
All right,
That's
give me
fine.
that belt. Give me that belt.
Thanks for signing my hat, PK. I really appreciate it.
I could pretend that it feels bad, but like I didn't expect to win. I'm just happy that I got here.
Meant a lot to me as a 6-year-old kid growing up. And thanks for all the memories with the Canadians. When you came out of the penalty box and scored in I think it was game 2 against the Bruins, my household, actually, you know what? We got even louder when you scored in game 1 in overtime against the Bruins in that series. So thanks for all the memories, and thanks for beating me in the quiz.